Hola, sixth grade. Buenos días o buenas tardes. Hoy no es lunes. Hoy no es martes. Hoy es miércoles. Miércoles. So today is going to look a little different. We are going to enter a new program called Desmos. Instead of Google Forms today, you're going to be using Desmos. The nice thing about Desmos is that it does not have to be submitted. You do not have to hit submit, and it automatically saves your work. There's no way you can lose your work. So if you get through part of it and you come back to finish it, it's okay. It'll still be there. So when you click on the Desmos link, yours will look a little different than mine. When you open the Desmos link, yours will say sign in with Google. So sign in with Google and choose your school email account. Once you hit sign in with Google and choose your school email account, you will see this. Welcome to 6X, week 5, day 3. And your name will be here. Then you hit the go, and it will take you to the program. Now, if you leave and come back, when you hit that link, it will say sign in with Google, and it will say, do you want to continue the activity? And you will say yes, and it will take you right back to where you were, and all of your information will still be there. So, bienvenidos, bienvenidos. Sobre nuestra clase. Yesterday we talked about me. Today we're going to talk about you. Sobre nuestra clase. See up here in the right-hand corner, it says next. When you click that, it'll take you to the next slide. Please check what class you're in just to make sure that I have you in the right one. So I'm going to click period 1. By the end of class today, you will be able to answer multiple choice questions about your class. Answer multiple choice, teachers always write that, MC, multiple choice questions about class in Spanish. You don't need to hit submit. It's just there. It's just there. Next. Okay, read and listen. Okay, this is just like reading workshop. Okay, read and listen. So, you ready to listen? Deportes escolares. Deportes escolares. Año escolar 2021 hasta 2022. Fútbol americano. Tenis. Voleibol. Béisbol. Basketball. Gimnasia. Type at least 3 cognates. What are cognates? Cognates are words in two languages that look the same, sound the same, and mean the same. Type at least 3 cognates in English, okay? So, what are 3 words you can guess what they mean? Right here, type them in English. Ready, set, go. Okay, now this is kind of fun. I can do this in Desmos. I want you to highlight the cognates. We're kind of learning how to do this program, so please do this today. You see the pencil? I've got the pencil chosen. And then you see this? It will let me choose a different color. And since I'm highlighting, I think I'm going to highlight in orange. Don't highlight in black. And probably purple's a little dark. I'm going to highlight in orange, and I'm going to make my pen thick. So what are cognates I can figure out? Well, I know that football americano is football. I know that tennis is tennis. Volleyball is volleyball. Baseball is baseball. Basketball is basketball. And if we're talking about sports, I bet gimnasia is gymnastics. Okay. I also can guess that deportes means sports. So that's a lot of cognates that I could do. So when I have these in Desmos, you guys can highlight or you can just write. So I can just write. Pretty cool. You do not need to hit submit. All right. ¿Cómo se dice volleyball en español? In Desmos, I can do multiple choice, just like I did in forms. So, ¿cómo se dice volleyball? ¿Es rojo? ¿Es azul? Or es verde? Obvio, volleyball es azul. So I click, and then as the teacher, I can check your work to make sure you got the right one. Okay. ¿Cómo se dice gymnastics? Es verde, verde. ¿Cómo se dice school sports? Okay, obvio, no es verde, no es gimnasia. Obvio, no es azul, no es voleibol. Es rojo, deportes escolares, rojo. All right, now we're going to listen with the intent to understand. And we're going to listen and follow along at the same time. So, sobre nuestra clase. In class, we're actually going to be doing some voting, and we're going to talk about this as a whole class. But you at home just have to do it by yourself. Well, with me, conmigo. Sobre nuestra clase. ¿Prefieres tener un gato, miau, miau, gato, o prefieres tener un perro, wow, wow? Prefiero tener un gato, prefiero tener un perro. Yo prefiero tener un gato. Sí, yo prefiero tener un gato. No prefiero tener un perro. Prefiero tener un gato. ¿Prefieres la playa o las montañas? ¿Prefieres la playa o las montañas? Yo no prefiero la playa. Yo prefiero las montañas. Yo prefiero las montañas. ¿Prefieres comer, helado o pasteles? ¿Prefieres tú comer helado o comer pasteles? Yo no prefiero comer el helado. Yo prefiero comer los pasteles. Pastel de chocolate. Me gusta. ¿Prefieres vivir en una ciudad con muchas personas o prefieres vivir en el campo? En el campo. ¿En una ciudad con muchas personas o en el campo? Está muy tranquilo. Es una decisión difícil. ¿Prefiero vivir en una ciudad o prefiero vivir en el campo? En una ciudad, en el campo. En mi opinión, Prefiero vivir en el campo. Sí. Muy cómico. ¿Prefieres estar atrapado con un león salvaje o prefieres cruzar el desierto sin agua? ¿Agua? No, no agua. ¿Prefieres estar atrapado con un león salvaje o cruzar el desierto sin agua? No me gusta. No me gusta estar atrapada con un león salvaje y no me gusta cruzar el desierto sin agua. Yo prefiero estar atrapada con un león salvaje. No sé, es difícil. Okay. Your job was to listen with the intent to understand. So write some words that you figured out from the lecture. And you guys, this one was really hard. Okay, so you probably didn't understand a lot of that. But I bet you understood some of this. Okay, what is this prefieres? I kept asking prefieres, 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 prefieres. What does that mean? Yeah, it means do you prefer? Do you prefer? I kept asking every slide, do you prefer? Do you prefer? Do you prefer? And then I would answer with prefiero, I prefer. Prefiero, I prefer. And what's a gato? And what's a perro? So what are some key words that I did figure out? Do you prefer? Yeah, she asked that a lot. And then she said, I prefer. She said that quite a bit. I figured out cat. I figured out dog. I figured out ice cream. I figured out cakes. Okay. You only need 4. I typed 6. Ooh, I'm an overachiever. You don't have to hit submit. All right, now we're going to test you. We're going to review. ¿Qué significa? What does it mean? ¿Qué significa tener un perro? To have a cat or to have a dog? Tener un perro is to have a dog. Okay, so if perro is dog, I bet tener means to have. Yeah. ¿Qué significa la playa? La playa. So I said playa and I said montañas. What does playa actually mean? The beach. ¿Qué significa comer helado? Comer helado. To eat ice cream or to eat cakes? Yeah, to eat ice cream. ¿Qué significa vivir? Vivir en una ciudad. Vivir en el campo. So does vivir mean to live? To eat? To have? Wait, I just got done with to eat. That's comer. And to have was tener. Tener un perro. And to study, that was from yesterday. Oh yeah, that was estudiar. So vivir must mean to live. Okay, we're going to test your memory. This is what we're going to be doing in class. ¿Qué prefiere la mayoría? Mayoría. Mayoría means majority. What prefers the majority of the class? And I'll tell you right now, the majority of the class prefers dogs. So be careful. Look what I did. I switched it. This says perros and this says gatos. If the majority of the class prefers to have a dog, what am I going to choose? Perros or gatos? Perros, because perros is the word for dogs. The majority of kids prefer to have dogs. Yo prefiero gato. ¿Qué prefiere la mayoría de la clase? ¿La playa o las montañas? Speaking from experience, la mayoría de la clase prefiere la playa. What's la playa? The beach. ¿Qué prefiere la mayoría de la clase? ¿El helado o el pastel? Helado or pastel? Speaking from experience, the majority of the class is going to prefer ice cream. So which word is ice cream? Pastel or helado? Helado. Helado is ice cream. ¿Qué prefiere la mayoría de la clase? La ciudad. What's a ciudad? A city, right? The city. O el campo. What's el campo? The country or the countryside. Okay. So speaking from experience, because we live in Yankton, the majority of my students will prefer the countryside. Not by a lot, but normally. Okay, so which word means countryside? Ciudad or campo? Campo. Okay, let's write. Let's talk about dogs or cats. Yo, I prefiero tener, to have, un gato. I prefer to have a cat. I want you to write the one you prefer. Do you prefer a cat or a dog? La mayoría de la clase prefiere tener un perro. The majority of the class prefers to have a dog. And that's all we're going to write today. Okay? Yo prefiero tener un gato. La mayoría de la clase prefiere tener un perro. Now we're going to read it in Yoda. I prefer to have a cat. The majority of the class prefers to have a dog. Did you notice that if I prefer, it says prefiero? But when I say the majority prefers, it becomes prefiere. In English, I prefer. The majority prefers. The verb changes a little bit. It does in Spanish too. If I prefer, it's prefiero. And if the majority prefers, it's prefiere. So I notice that verbs change a little depending on who does the verb, who does the action. Is there an easier way to say that than who does the action? How about the subject? Subject and verb. You guys know that from ELA, subjects and verbs. Okay, so the verbs change a little depending on the subject. What can you do by yourself at the very end of the lesson? Okay, I'm not going to help you with this. La mayoría de nuestra clase prefiere los gatos or los perros. So if all you can do is write one word, like cat or dog, that's good. Try to write a whole sentence. Try to write the majority of our class prefers cats, or the majority of our class prefers dogs. It's dogs. They prefer dogs, I promise. So can you write one word, or can you write a whole sentence? Okay, this is optional. This is for people who want to keep trying to get their Spanish. You know what? I didn't even put a text box. You can't even write there. Ooh, gotta fix that. Okay, anything you want to tell me? And thank you. Gracias por ser mi estudiante. Thank you for being my student, and I will see you tomorrow. Adios.